What is going on out there, YouTube? John back again. I am back after 1 week being away from you guys. Sorry about that. Had to have a little party on Saturday night with a few friends, so didn't get a chance to shoot a video for you. But I am back this week with a brand new Spotlight review for you guys. We are actually going to do not one, not two, but we are going to do 3 Blu-ray reviews for you guys. Over the last couple weeks, the new Stephen King movies have been coming out, and it took me about a good month to get them through 2 different sellers. Had to go through Barnes & Noble for one and FamilyVideo.com for the other. But finally happy to say, I finally have Stephen King's It, Stephen King's Cat's Eye, and lastly, Stephen King's Salem's Lot. 3 movies that I have owned on every format imaginable: VHS, Laserdisc, DVD, now finally Blu-ray. So finally glad to have these all. Figured I'd share my thoughts and opinions with you guys on what I think of the transfers. Let's start with the basic synopsis of each film first. We'll start with Salem's Lot, just your basic creepy vampire movie. Small town Salem's Lot invaded by vampires, and it's up to David Soul and a few other people to help, get rid of the vampire problem. It's always been a good movie. This is probably my least favorite of these 3 that I picked up. While I do like Salem's Lot, the film is not without its problems. It is just a very, very slow-paced film, but once the action gets going, it actually is really good. It has a really good story at the end. I love the acting, and the special makeup effects are really, really good. Next we'll move on to Cat's Eye. Now that is just a movie I grew up with. I've seen it countless times. I've always liked the performance from the actors. I love the storyline, especially the whole anthology storyline that has, you got Quitters Inc., which is my personal favorite one. Just James Woods trying to quit smoking, and he goes to a mob-run quitting clinic to help him, and it has some pretty funny results. The next story you have, it's called The Ledge. At least I think I want to say it's called The Ledge. That's what I'm calling it for the basis of this review. I can't remember his name right now, but he was an airplane. It's gonna come to me eventually. But anyway, he's having an affair with a mob boss's wife. He catches, the mob boss's wife catches them, basically places a little bet and says, "I bet you can't make it cross this ledge across my building, and then you'll probably die." And well, I'm gonna leave it at that because the payoff there's pretty good. And lastly, you have the story General, which basically centers around the cat saving Drew Barrymore from being killed by a creature that's trying to steal her breath. That's a really good movie. I've always loved it. It is kind of sort of aimed at adults as much as it is kids, or vice versa, whichever way you want to put it. But either way, it is a very, very enjoyable film. I've always liked it. Now, lastly, my favorite one out of the 3, Stephen King's It. I saw that on TV back in 1990. Came on ABC. And it's always been a perennial favorite. It's a movie I have always loved, always adored. The acting in general is phenomenal. I can't really tell you what the movie's about because pretty much any one of you guys who's watching this review knows what Stephen King's It is about. It's just an excellent, excellent film. Tim Curry is Pennywise the Clown. Even though he's in it for a short amount of time, spread throughout the 3 hours, it's still a great performance by him. All the main actors give great performances. It's just a very creepy film. It is very, very removed from the book. The basic elements are there. I have read the book. The basic elements are there from the novel, but of course they did have to take a few liberties with TV and the like, it being a made-for-TV movie. But the results are still good nonetheless. It's a movie I really do enjoy that I've seen many times. So, on to the AV quality of these films. So, first we'll start out with the easiest one, which is Cat's Eye. So, like I said, I've owned Cat's Eye on countless formats, Laserdisc, notwithstanding. I did originally have the DVD, but, I guess the end of this will say, is it worth it? Yeah, of course it's worth it to pick it up. I ended up gifting, all this stuff to friends because I had Salem's Lot on DVD, and I had It. I never had It on DVD, but then I also had Cat's Eye on DVD. I gifted those away, but we'll get to the end there. But anyway, I still kept Cat's Eye on Laserdisc because, it's Laserdisc, what the hell. But anyway, we'll start from here. All 3 of these movies have received fresh new 2K scans courtesy of Warner Archive or Warner MPI, and they have done a very good job with all of these. With Cat's Eye, they did a very good job. The original DVD, while it looked good, this improved on it, tenfold. There's so much more picture quality. There's a very, very healthy grain field. The picture is so nice and detailed. The colors are very, very deep. Of course, this was a movie shot in 1985, so it's not going to look as, fresh as anything that's it's done today, but still, compared from Laserdisc to DVD to now Blu-ray, it is one huge step up. It looks amazing. The audio quality is really good. It's just a standard Dolby DTS 2.0 track, but it does replicate the stereo experience. It's a very front-heavy mix, but it does sound really good. Everything, everything is audible. There's nothing that wavers in and out, no pops or hisses or anything like that. Next, we'll move up to Salem's Lot on the video quality. Now, this is where we can start going into some details here. Salem's Lot was a made-for-TV film, but it was shot with a theatrical aspect ratio in mind. Now, even though the movie was filmed in 4:3, you can tell by watching the film, the shots are not as tight as they should be. They are very, very back-drawn, and that is because Tobe Hooper, did intend for this to get a theatrical release overseas, which it actually did. So they were able to, of course, crop the top and bottom for 1.8:5:1 widescreen. Now, while it's not necessarily the word cropping, he still filmed it widescreen safe, so it could be exhibited theatrically overseas. So, like I said, even though the shots aren't super-duper tight, it still looks good for what it is. The picture quality is actually amazing. It is a huge step up from the DVD. For reference, I still keep this around. I still keep the Laserdisc around, and there is a reason for that. Now, while the picture quality is good, and also the audio quality is excellent. The audio quality is very good. It's a mono mix. It's very, very front heavy, but again, everything is detailed. Everything is audible. The sound effects are good and everything. Like I said, that complements the picture quality nicely. The flesh tones are great. There's a healthy green field across the image. Warner did a very good job cleaning them up. Now, the unfortunate problem that Salem's Lot has had over the years on the home video format, which is why I still keep the Laserdisc around. Since it was a made-for-TV film, it was shown in two parts. It was not shown as one cohesive film. When the movie ended, after the scene, the graveyard scene, I'll just leave it at that, there was a set of credits that showed, and then the very next night, they did a recap of the prior events. Then they opened up the film again with the set of credits and everything like that, and then the film started again. Now, for the Blu-ray release and for the previous DVD release, that was omitted. You did not get any of the opening credits. You didn't get the recap. You didn't get the opening credits. It literally went from the graveyard scene to the very next scene. And while I understand why Warner did that, I still don't like that. I prefer to have it to be the original experience, the way you saw it on television. So the Laserdisc replicates that perfectly, because once the first disc is over, you pop in the second disc, and then it gives you the recap, it gives you the credits again, and it gives you the whole television experience just like you had. Same thing I talked about V that I have on Laserdisc. V replicated the television experience perfectly. On DVD, not so much. So, but still, again, it looks, for what it is, it looks good. It sucks you missing that little bit, but oh well, it is what it is. You get a good quality product out of them anyway. Now, lastly, and I know this is the one a lot of people want to hear about, is Stephen King's It. Well, picture quality is astoundingly good. I mean, I'm talking the best it's ever looked. The colors are amazing. The color of the blood, the color of Pennywise's outfit, everything is amazing. And it is so clear. I could not believe what I was watching. The grain field is nice and healthy. The details are there where they need to be. It just looks so good. The contrast is perfect. The audio quality, again, it was shot for TV, but it was done, in stereo. A nice 2.0 front mix. It sounds really good. Everything's there where it needs to be. Like I said, it just looks great. But then on to what we're calling the controversial part of this review. So we'll bust this one out, because why not we go 3 for 3. This is a movie that I have only ever owned on Laserdisc. Now, I may be contradicting myself if I said that I owned this on DVD. I never have. Now, there's a reason for it. Again, same thing with Salem's Lot. Stephen King's It was broadcast over 2 nights. When the film ended, you saw Stan's character meet his fate, and then that was it. The movie ended, said to be continued, and then it faded to black. Credits came up, and then you waited the next night, and then you got the next movie. With the second part, again, opened up with a set of opening credits, and then there was presented a little scene while the credits were showing of Bill getting into Derry, checking into his hotel, taking a taxi over to Georgie's grave. Well, unfortunately, on the DVD and now the current Blu-ray, that part has been omitted for time constraints. So, instead of those scenes that I just mentioned, basically after Stan's character meets his fate, it jumps right into the cemetery scene where Bill visits Georgie's grave. You're missing that whole 5 minutes. Now, that sucks ass, and believe me, being a diehard Stephen King fan like I am, it sucks, and it really does. So, if you want those deleted scenes, if you want to see that little 5 minutes that you're missing, you have to have this, the Japanese copy, or the original 2-cassette VHS. They did release a single cassette VHS, but unfortunately, same thing, they locked that 5 minutes out. So, but regardless, I will still give all 3 of these my utmost recommendation. Some niggling aside, I will still give it my recommendation. They are 3 excellent presentations. Trust me, the audio quality and the video quality on it and Salem's Lot make up for the fact that you're losing all this stuff. But again, if you want to be a completist, you gotta get the Laserdiscs just to create that original television experience you had back in the day. So, a little update on the channel. I am going to be shooting my new Laserdisc video in the next upcoming days or so. And this is going to be pretty much it for a while on the Laserdisc front because I pretty much got everything I wanted. I have nothing waiting in the woodworks or anything like that. It's pretty much, this is it for a while on the Laserdisc front. I am going to go out hunting later today, and we're going to see if I can find anything. But if I come up dry, I more than likely will. But I figured I'd show you guys the last couple of discs I got. And like I said, we're going to keep the channel going. I remember originally I said I was going to do a review on Blood Diner and Chopping Mall, but I ended up getting a shipment notification on my copy of Waxwork 1 and 2, so I want to save that to do another triple feature Blu-ray review for you guys of the Vestron series. So, on that note, guys, hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend, and as always, keep it spinning. Talk to you later, guys. Bye-bye.